control really quickly. Voxic is going to be pushed by multiple counter-terrorists. If they peek them one by one, they're going to be getting in each other's way, tripping over their own shoelaces. But Crazy, with Hunter and Letney, get it somehow going their way. A 2-for-1 trade. Now the terrorists forcing their way onto the B site, but it's Rops that takes point, and he's the first person to get speared down. Plus, there is a flank, actually, from Frozen. So these CTs going to be completely unsuspecting, but he tries to go straight for the kill. He's not waiting to see if there's more players around on the off chance that one of them peeks back on towards the T spawn. This has also allowed Carrigan to get up through lower towards the A site. It's an absolute chaotic mess of a round, Blair.
Yeah, but Hunter has spotted out Carrigan. He was just trying to jump spot him out, and he spots his knocking as he managed to make his way towards CD spawn. So the jig is up, but I just got to point out, Crazy had 4 players inside connector, 1 player on top of connector, everyone just going in, and Carrigan was not expecting that. However, he does manage to get the bomb done, and that's going to provide Frozen an opportunity. Is Hunter not aware that Frozen's very close by? He's going to get taken down, but now they know exactly where he is. They have a kit in the hands of Nexa as well. He's got a smoke, and Letney making a little bit of a distraction play as Nexa snipes Frozen from behind with the DOSP. So, pretty good about him. And even over here, he bought the SG, drops it over to Rops, and all he has is a Deagle and that smoke. And it's going to be Rops who's going to make that SG sing. He finds Esperanto. That's the first casualty for Crazy.
It does open up short as well. Plus, that's an extra gun that's now traded hands. The MP9 in the hands of Carrigan again. He's going in first. Otto gets the better of Frozen. Costed some of that HP, but now Nexa, the last beacon, the last bastion, the Sentinel on the site. Gonna go down, but he's done so much damage for his team. Both remaining terrorists are low, but Chris J somehow threads the eye of the needle for a second kill in quick succession, leaving Letney in a 1-on-2. Both players are low, but that's the scout that's just been smacked between his shoulder blades. He needs to be struggling for air with only 9 HP left. Can they continue to constrict him? The answer is yes, and it's Chris J with a 4 kill. Which map is removed? If you look at it being something like a Mirage, that I think a lot of people are maybe edging towards, because Dust 2's obviously been out quite recently. No one would really expect Overpass to be removed. I'm just going to jump back into this round, though. I don't want to talk over the action. Chris J came back. 16 HP remains, though. But with potentially Mirage going out, I think that will just increase the amount that we see Overpass played, and it's going to be harder to avoid this map. So maybe this is like some long sight from Carrigan saying, look, we need to work on this map and actually make it something we can play.
As we do see Nexa and Letney just walking on out. And this is one thing about Crazy, which I find very annoying, right? The way they approach the city side, it's... Oh, hold on. Voxic has pretty much won this round single-handedly. That AK-47... completely annihilating both the players at an A bomb set, leaving Nexa and Letney in a very uneducated spot. Voxic, unfortunately, not aware of that off angle from Nexa. So it's a 2v3. The bomb is still heading over towards A, perhaps. We do have Frozen making his way towards the long one. Might catch Nexa. Never mind. Nexa will pop him, and that's going to be the call to head through the B bomb side, where Rops is already pushed on ahead. It's a 2v2. It's still a very winnable retake for Crazy.
No. Oh no, Letney was baited out by the 2 kills going down on A, so he actually moved away from the B site. He would have had probably 1 kill on the cross, especially as Chris J is very low. In terms of utility, they've got 1 flash. They have no kits though, Blair. This is going to be a rough retake if they don't get a kill soon. The position from Rops is a really sweaty one if someone peeks heaven. But if someone comes from lower, it's going to be GG. And they're actually both coming from the lower side. Rops gonna be able to get 1 kill before Letney takes his teammate down, and there's the other one. It is sight.
Still a minute on the clock, and look at Carrigan. He's continuing to aggress. He's gonna walk on out from the smoke is the question, because that's a very high-risk play. Unfortunately, Esperanto's gonna get the kill. In the meantime, action taking place over towards B, and Frozen's gonna open up that site, helped out with a flashbang by Voxic. And that's a B bomb site compromise, and it's gonna be retake territory for Crazy once more. It's a 3v3.
They have lost a few of these already, though. They're going to be looking down towards that position where Rops was sat in, and now it's Chris J from the side who executes Nexa. A bullet in the side of his head. At least it was a clean kill. Otto, in the meanwhile, peering down with his AWP. Got 1. Knows that Chris J was last seen to his right-hand side below heaven. No idea where Frozen currently resides. It's behind the pillar, obviously. We have the benefit of being able to see that. And Esperanto is about to find it out firsthand, leaving Otto in heaven. They know exactly where he is. They don't need to peek him. He's got the AWP. Just let him back away. mousesports 6-1 lead. And Crazy again. They had the opportunities. It's not as if they've been completely shut out of this map. But time and time again, they can't get these clutches going in their favor.
Oh yeah, and again, like, they're so explosive, every one of these players, right? But right now, mousesports so solid. They play this initial default angle to wait for the push from Crazy, because they know Crazy like going for this aggro plays, and then they start using utility. And Carrigan, in the meantime, just destroys Otto. He was scoped in, but Carrigan walks in from connector and annihilates him. And meantime, look towards long, Vince.
There's two players here, though. They could be baited in. Oh, maybe he's not going to be required. Esperanto, 2 kills and a headshot. 291 ADR in the space of a second. That is ridiculous. And that individual effort could yield them the round, or perhaps not. Nex has fallen to the hands of Carrigan, who has 13 HP remaining. He's going to pick up the AWP. Just going to smoke to make sure he doesn't get picked off on the cross, so we can try and rummage together this bomb. Still plenty of time. Plus, Rops is taking some control down in connector, so he can quickly rotate if it's called upon. That smoke's not ideal, though, actually. There's still a gap. Carrigan still needs to get his hands on the bomb, and Hunter's there with the flick. Winding back the years is Carrigan. And meanwhile, Letney going to be trying to get into connector himself. Fortunately from him, Rops has already vacated the area. But unfortunately for mousesports, he's now got his eyes on a site. They still got to smoke and a couple of flashbangs. This is going to need to be used perfectly. Otherwise, one of these two players is going to be going down. And it's Carrigan. He was the bomb carrier. 10 seconds to go. Rops has got to get the bomb plus plant it just behind the site. And Letney's not going to rush into this in case it's a fake. A USP versus an SG. Rops now should be the favorite. But the AWP's going to come out. Letney just checking his angles, making doubly sure. Rops in the meanwhile. Next bullet gets it, and Letney spins across, flicks into midair, and clutches the round for his team.
That was such a hero play by Letney. He needed to win that 1v2 and manages to pull it off despite the heroics by Carrigan. And to do that, they need to win this round desperately. Action taking place towards a bomb site, I'm quite sure. But I love this fake from mousesports. And look at the 3 players making their way towards long. It's going to be these 2 players at a Esperanto. The Molotov pushing him out. Another Molotov towards the bomb train. And he's going to be playing all the way from the back of Bank. But he's going to find one looking for more. But he's down to 21 HP, waiting patiently for backup to arrive.
Has he done enough, though, to hold the line now? It's Crazy. 10 seconds to go. Not for the first time. Nexa drills into 2 players. It's down to Rops. 8 seconds. He's going to have to put 1 player down per 3 seconds now. And that's all that remains for him. Can maybe take out Hunter, but that's going to be all she wrote for the round. Obviously, it wasn't this one-sided, and they went on the CT side of a pretty CT-sided map. But Matt Rops, oh, he's had enough. He wants to put Crazy to bed, anticipating the peak. And Hunter runs into a hail of bullets and loses his head. Crazy may very well lose the round 2 on top of it. Some exquisite plays again by Rops, who's been in beautiful form today. Even on Dust 2, when his team lost, he was the shining light. They still need to get this round clutched, and it's Otto that remains. Rops has gone in for another one. He's on for the ace. Otto's going to try and deny it from him as he pieces out of there and goes for yet another save. Crazy in real trouble. It was just looking like they were going to build some steam.
And Rops hears the player running back towards CD spawn for the save, and there is a player hunting him down. I do believe that is Woxic, who's going to be waiting for him in the bathroom, so Otto should be very aware of this. He's scoped in, so he should win this duel. Never mind, Woxic, ready and waiting, crouched like a viper around here, and that's pretty much GG, unless Crazy are able to grind it back, get at least 6 rounds on the board to make something work. But Otto is going to win the duel towards mid. Woxic didn't have an op to work with, though. A nice double stereo frags that Bardolph would say. Simultaneously. And now Rops, what can he possibly do? He has done quite a bit single-handedly earlier. He does find Letney, so that's 1 op taken out of the equation, but still 4 players for the CTs alive. And look at the flank coming in from Esperanto towards long. He should find the skill on the Frozen. It should be a free kill for him. There we go. Finds Frozen, and now there's 2 players left alive. They know exactly where Rops is. I'm not too sure if they're aware of Chris J's position, but a 2v4, this is unlikely.
It certainly is, but look who's left alive. Rops and Chris J combined have 31 kills between the 2 of them. They've been absolutely ridiculous. Make that 32. Esperanto, in the meanwhile, goes for a peek on connector. Needs to be careful what he wishes for. Closing the door as if faking as if they've gone up connector. Meanwhile, Rops shimmying up. Gonna have a 1v1 against Hunter. Not like this Crazy. A 2v4 is now looking like it could very well go the way of mousesports. 30 seconds left, more than enough time to take it onto the site and get it planted. They don't have to rush into this one, but they feel like they need to. Chris J gets the bomb planted. Otto, in the meanwhile, dispatches of his teammate. Now Chris J lurking in the smoke, gonna come out there, play so aggressive. That's the first flick. If he pulled that off, I would have lost my mind completely, but crazy. They lock it down and get a 4th round, but considering that was a 2v4, again, their economy is in the toilet.
Try and bait out all the utility they can before they go play. And Crazy should be aware of this, and that means we might be seeing a little bit of some aggressive play. I say aggressive, but look at Chris J like a madman. Walks out with the B bomb side, finds both the kills. That's a B bomb side gone. That's mousesports for the taking. The round's done. The round's done. Crazy just fall on back and hold on to the 3 rifles they have remaining. How did that even happen?
Well, this is exactly what we were talking about when it was crazy. We were saying that they do these plays, but they don't telegraph it with flashes or smokes. They push a player out and it can catch people off guard because you expect, okay, it's formulaic. Here come the smokes, here comes the flashes, here comes the push. If you just push him before anything else and you just take it super aggressive, you are going to catch players without crossfires established. That's exactly what Chris J did. He is feeling it right now. His confidence is skyrocketing. He is landing every single shot that's ahead of him, landing crazy flicks. And with the SG, as you say, single-handedly takes the round away. They should be able to save these 3 guns, as it's only really Voxic that went hunting for them. But mousesports are 10 rounds already on their T side.
The 2 remaining members from the old mousesports core, Robs and Chris J. No, he's going to wait patiently. Spotted Voxic. Trigger finger is very patient indeed. He's going to strike. Finds both 2 kills real quickly. Looking for, and he gets it. Oh, unfortunately, runs out of bullets, and Frozen will punish him for it. But 3K for Esperanto. And if Crazy's not going to win this round after that, I don't know what else they need.
Yeah. If they don't manage to lock this round down, there is some serious problems. It would be another, well, it's not actually a 2v4, it would be a 2v5, as Esperanto went down after claiming 2 frags of his own. So this would be even a step further. This time it's not Chris J and Rops that survive. It's going to be Frozen alongside them. Molotov put down into Monster from the CTs. Just want to be absolutely certain there's not some kind of fake coming into play. But meanwhile, mousesports, they still have utility to play with. Of course, no reason to try and play passively. This is the last round of the half. Surely this isn't possible, Blair. Like, surely it's not.
You say that, but I've seen some crazy things happen. Haha. Sorry, man. Well, Hunter, just trying to spot something out. I think... No, he didn't see anything. Yes, a flashbang from his teammate, and I think he did manage to have a glimpse of that pretty face of Robs's. And here comes a play from Robs and Frozen, making the way towards an A-bomb site, but the 2 players ready and waiting. Make that 4, but Nexa will have no trouble.
Oh, actually, no, pardon me. He just had a flashbang. I can maths, honestly. Crazy now coming through the bathroom, though. They are going to be up against Voxix, P2000. Oh, he's seen one. Going to come out. Nearly lands the headshot. He's been pretty quiet so far on Overpass. And he's been silenced once again. This is going to be Crazy barreling down on the A site. There are already players here, though, from mousesports. They didn't go for a B stack. Rops, joined by Carrigan. Going to be looking to try and repel the oncoming terrorist. Carrigan has the first point of call. He's trying to tap himself into a victory. Here comes Rops, but he's going to go very much the same way. Leaving Chris J and Frozen in a 2-on-3. Frozen is going to be up and gets 2 kills, actually. Out of nowhere, comes out swinging with 2 USP headshots. He was on the flank, leaving Esperanto up close, trying to fend off against 2 separate angles. Decides to take the initiative with the peek, and it's going to be mousesports that finally get a pistol, and what a time to do it.
The timing on that peep at Frozen was just golden, right?
Cheers, mate. Thanks for that one. I think it's Chris J that was boosting. He's got the full brunt of that flashbang. Meanwhile, Voxic is being aggressed on from bathroom. Smoke down. Not great, to be honest. There is a gap there that Esperanto can peek through. Nowhere near deep enough to go into the bathrooms either. So I was going to say that Frozen may be caught out, assuming that the smoke was in place. But a beautiful headshot delivered anyway. Tomas at range, going to come out worse for wear against the SG-wielding Otto. There's still 2 players on the B side. They think this could be some kind of a fake. That's not the case, though. Crazy are going in on the A side. It's going to be down to both Chris J and Frozen to try and hold on for dear life. An M4 and an MP9 between the two of them. Firepower-wise, they're actually coming out worse for wear. But there's the spray from Frozen. 10 seconds to go. They have to try and get rid of him. They have to try and uproot him from his position on truck, and they're going to do just that. Meanwhile, still a player in Monster. I am so confused as to why this rotation hasn't came in earlier. Now Rops is going to have to wait until Carrigan can get in position. He's still traipsing up through lower. Doesn't want to make any noise. Doesn't want to give any sound cues across to Crazy. So they can both focus their attention over on Dumpster and Bank. And now Rops is going to go in, checking his angles. There's the first frag that goes his way, leaving Hunter 1-on-2, AK-47 in hand. And down he will fall to Rops. So it was a slow rotation, but it was still a successful one.
I'm gonna echo what he said. I'm not sure why Carrigan's still sticking around towards. So they saw both the chance, and that's one thing I love watching about him. If there's a new player who wants to like get into Counter-Strike and wants to become a player, instead of anyone else, compared to let's say a Simple or a Zairu, I'd rather him watch Rob. I think it's a perfect example. But hold on to that thought. We do have an initial exchange taking place. Frozen, he's alone, is waiting for backup to arrive, which is taking place. Carrigan's waiting alongside him towards Optimus. And a nice flashback from his teammates. Is going to go for another flash is a question. Yep, second flash comes in. Frozen's going to peek out. Beautiful shot, but not able to follow up as Otto does get a trade.
Yes, that's just an exquisite passage of play for mousesports. And it's gone from better to pretty much round winning. It's only Nexa that can continue the pressure, and it could be alleviated momentarily if he loses his head. There's 3 separate angles he has to go for. They have control of the bomb. They have more than enough firepower to repel this push. Nexa hoping to try and peek them one by one, but Carrigan's taking shape. It has manifested into an Overpass 14-5 score. At least Esperanto, though, has got the opening pick. Was trying to fake it as he's gone back up the ladder, but Chris J checks it anyway, spins around. There's his second kill. Letting to try and get some kind of avenging frag in play. But if he overextends into Connector, he's going to be a goner. There were 2 players residing in there. The second was Voxic. And now the 2 Ts are isolated. To make matters worse, they're also being flanked. So this is almost an impossible round. Letney's going to have to get a move on. He has control of the bomb. That's the only thing going his way. A player in Connector is Voxic. Both Chris J and Frozen are flanking behind him. And if Letney comes out and checks up on Heaven or lower, he's going to get pummeled from Chris J, who's watching from pit. And there we have it, 10 map points to take.
Any doubts about why mousesports picked this map? I think all of fears have been allayed so far.
Oh, absolutely. We had some question marks, and the answers have been pretty brisk. Carrigan, Chris J. Easy kills, easy round potentially, but Letney's not going to allow Carrigan to survive any longer. It is the kind of position, honestly, that to get 2 kills from is sick, but you're not likely to kill any more than that. You're very much claustrophobic and tight in the angle. Otto, 1-on-4, dispatches of the first. This would be something truly special. No grenades to his name. Also doesn't have control of the bomb. May feel like his best course of action is to just go full-on ruthless and see if he can get as many kills as possible. And things may fall into place. Time starting to dwindle away as well. Chris J, insta-headshot is put in his place. This is now possible. Third player going to face him. It's going to be Voxic in the Connector, but that tight angle is always going to favor the AWP over the SG.